Welcome to Dancin Moon Songcast. I'm Scott Simpson, casting from Dancin Moon Studio in Spearfish Canyon on the north end of the Black Hills of South Dakota, right on the banks of the Spearfish Creek. If you'd like to follow along, you can download a free PDF from my lyric book from scottsimpsonmusic.com/lyrics, and of course you can find links to all my music there as well. So let's get casting and find out what song we're going to talk about this time. Well, this episode we'll be listening to Refuge, which is a song that was originally written in 2005 and appeared on 06's Before the Great Divide album, which was only put out on CD. I later remastered that album and the Circuitous album, which came out the year before, into a double album. That came out in 2015, and so that's the version we'll be listening to. There are two other versions. We'll probably listen to one of them in 2017. On the Refuge album, I did a new arrangement of Refuge, and so we'll probably listen to that near the end of this podcast. And then, of course, it appeared in a live version on 2019's Live in the Black Hills, Volume 2. So we'll listen to that original version now and then talk about it on the other side.
You're not on your mama's hip anymore. You left your daddy's shoulders, and now you're standing on the floor. Always ready to open up another door. Sometimes all this world wants to teach you is how to keep score. There are hills you climb sometimes just because they're there. There are things worth learning, even if the grade isn't there. Oh, you got to take them when they come, 'cause they may not come again. Yeah, just like a desert flower, always be ready for the rain. Everybody's got something they want from you, yeah. Oh, you're gonna need a refuge, a place to run to. Well, you see, you're gonna need some friends along the way. The kind that'll stand with you, not get in your way. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you know, some are gonna last, some for just a while. Just a while. Yeah, yeah. It's more about the faces than the minds. best advice will always take you by surprise. You know it's okay to be scared, and just don't let it close your eyes. Oh, there's so much, so much, so much you need to see. Yeah, yeah. And don't forget, you can count on me. You can count on me, yeah, yeah. Everybody's got something they want from you. Well, you're gonna need a refuge, a place to run to. Yeah, yeah. Some days you're gonna wonder what this old world has come to. Yeah, 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 yeah. I wanna be your refuge, the one you run to. Please let me be your refuge, one you run to.
So Refuge was written the year I was 40. At the time, I was a camp director at a camp down in New Mexico with my wife and my daughters. I had been assistant director years and years before that in 1991 when our oldest daughter was just born, and it had been a really creative, productive place for me to write music and play music. So we were coming back, and I was now the director. The writing of this one was during the second year that I was there. And so I was really thinking a lot about how my daughters had grown up, how much older they were, was really feeling my own age, feeling their growth. Because when we had been there before, my oldest daughter had mostly been in a backpack on my back, hiking through the Sangre de Cristo Mountains there, and of course at this point she was much too big for that, as was my younger daughter. They were both growing up, and so that was on my mind. And was working with about 16 counselors, and this was during the week before camp actually started, before all the campers came. And one of the things I liked to do was to begin with some things as we were kind of orienting to what we were going to be thinking about during the summer and working with these kids. And this song I wrote during the few weeks that I had by myself up there. I do a lot of hiking, have my guitar with me, and do some thinking about themes for the summer and what we were going to focus on. And this song came out of that. And so I played it for that first group of counselors during that week before the campers came, kind of to help them get into the mindset of these young people. You know, these are young people. Their parents are loaning them to us for a week or a couple of weeks, and they're their most precious loved ones, and to really impress that upon these college students who are going to be counseling, and the value of these children who are coming to us, and to put them in the place of empathy, not only for those parents but for the campers themselves, and being like a parent for a short time. So anyway, that's what I was thinking about. That first line, you're not on your mama's hip anymore. You left your daddy's shoulders. Now you're standing on the floor. Always ready to open up another door. Sometimes all this world wants to teach you is how to keep score. So there's this urge to give advice. I don't usually give into it, but this song gives into it freely. And I suppose it's advice for, first and foremost, for my daughters, but it was also for the counselors. These kids, they grow up, they stand on their own 2 feet. They're curious, they're always ready to open up another door, but there are surprises sometimes behind those doors. Not always positive. That lesson that the world wants to teach children, how to keep score, it's not something I think that comes naturally to us as human beings. I think we naturally want to think about the other person. We don't want to think about how much did I get cheated on this? Am I doing better than you? Am I seen as better than you? I don't think that comes naturally. I could be wrong, and I'm sure there's somebody out there who'll disagree with me. But I think we naturally care about other people. I think we naturally connect and want to see our commonality. I don't think competition is our first and most central urge. I think caring and connecting is. But sometimes it does feel like the world just wants to teach us how to keep score. I mean, you go off to school, you find out what your grades are, how you're doing on the tests, you find out how you rank among the other students, you find out how your school ranks among other schools, how your team ranks among other teams. It's all about keeping score. It's all about where do you fall. It all seems to be about competition, and that sometimes all this world wants to teach you is how to keep score as a warning. But that's what's going to happen. But you don't have to give in to that. That's not the only thing that it's about. The next stanza, there are hills you climb sometimes just because they're there. Kind of an answer to that, keeping score. I'm not climbing this to show I'm the best, that I can climb the highest, that I can climb I'm climbing it just because it's there. There are things worth learning, even if the grade isn't there. There are things I want to learn, not just to get the grade, not just to earn the degree. There are things I want to learn just because I want to grow. I want to know. I'm curious. Oh, you've got to take them when they come, because they may not come again. Being ready to grasp the opportunities that come, rather than letting insecurity or worry cause you to miss something that might not come around again. And then the metaphor for that, just like the desert flower, always be ready for the rain. The rain doesn't come very often in the desert, and yet the desert produces beautiful, colorful flowers, because they're flowers that have learned to make the most of what rain does come, what moisture does come. Even if it may not come again for a long time, they've figured out how to make the most of that rain. And then we come to the refrain. Everybody's got something they want from you. You're going to need a refuge, a place to run to. It's so great to see yourself as someone who can do things for others, provide for others, but everybody's going to want something from you. Sometimes you also have to have a place for yourself. You can't forget that. You burn out if you do. Become bitter. Next stanza moves into advice about friends. You're going to need some friends along the way. The kind that'll stand with you, not get in your way. Oh, how difficult that is. I think about times when friends have shown themselves not to be a friend. When someone you thought was standing with you wasn't. They were standing against you. Or others, the next few lines, some are going to last and some for just a while. It's more about the faces than the miles. You know, it's always nice to think, I always love to think that we're going to be friends forever. We're going to grow old and die together. And you know what? That's just not the case for every friend. Some it may be. A few it may be. But others, you know, they're in your life for a season and then they're gone. And I'm one who tends to be driven by guilt a lot. And I've wasted time feeling guilty about friends that I haven't seen in a long time or haven't stayed connected with. And you know, if we reconnect, great, we'll reconnect and it'll be deep again. But sometimes situations and distance, you know, it just create an impossibility for maintaining a depth of friendship. And you can't beat yourself up about that. You can be a good friend even if you're not deeply connected all the rest of your life. You had a season where you were deeply connected. Next stanza says, the best advice will always take you by surprise. And that's happened to me so many times. It's not the advice that someone decided they were going to give me. A lot of times it's advice that wasn't really intended to be advice. You just suddenly are confronted with something face to face and you have a realization, an epiphany, a paradigm shift, and you say, oh my goodness, how long has this been right in front of me? And now here it is, surprise. I've just realized something that should have been obvious. It's okay to be scared. Just don't let it close your eyes. Because there's so much you need to see. Fear tends to make us close our eyes. And when we close our eyes, we can't see anymore. That's pretty obvious. I think about scary movies, and you know, my wife likes to put her hand over her face, but kind of split a couple of fingers apart so she can kind of see, but not quite see. And that's, you know, that's great. That's kind of funny. But if we're doing that in life, man, it seems like the times when we're most fearful, that's when we need to see the most. We need to have all of our wits about us. We need to be taking things in, making decisions. And the last two lines in that stanza, don't forget, you can count on me. That's the hinge for this song called Refuge. When we get to the refrain at the end, it drives that home. Everybody's got something they want from you. You're going to need a refuge, a place to run to. Some days you're going to wonder what this world's come to. I want to be your refuge, the one you run to. Please let me be your refuge, the one you run to. For me, in a real personal way, this was, you know, an offer to my daughters and to my wife and to others I'm close to, friends, family. I want to be a refuge. I want to be that person that people can run to. Everyone needs that. I want to be that person. But it was also a message for those counselors around the circle who are getting ready. Those campers were going to come in and they were going to need somebody. We don't know what they need, but they may need someone to run to. As a counselor, as a friend, think about being that person who's a good refuge to run to. Someone that people feel safe with. So, musically, especially this version, it was one that grew on me. I felt good about it as I was recording it. It's entirely a 6-string acoustic guitar, my old Fender acoustic that I still have, but I gave it to my youngest daughter now. She has it, and there are probably about 3 or 4 different tracks of that guitar in there. Some playing rhythm, some playing incidental pieces, and some playing lead. And so I was really, really pleased with that. You know, I'm not a great musician. I'm a self-taught musician. I play mostly by ear. I notate a little bit, put down chords and things like that, and then little notes for myself to know. And I remember when I wrote down these chords, I wrote down basically what the chords were, and then there's a little thing that I do in there that goes da-da. But I just wrote pinky hammer thing. And one of the counselors was looking at my notes, I know, as I was playing, and said, pinky hammer thing? It's like, yeah, that's the kind of guitar player I am. Anyway, but after I had recorded it through the years, this one seemed to have legs. It seemed to be one that I thought, I feel good about that song. I feel like it's a really good song. I put together a little slideshow when my oldest daughter graduated from high school, and that was in the background, and some other things. So it became important to me when later I did another album, and I was working. There were songs about home and about being home and about the safety of home, particularly here in the canyon, years later. But I realized I really ought to do a fresh arrangement of Refuge and see what else is there. And so for the album Refuge in 2017, then I did a new arrangement that certainly had that 6-string acoustic in, but I also, at that time, I was playing a lot of ukulele, so some ukulele came in as well, and picked up the pace just a little bit. The tempo's a little quicker, and anyway, we'll take a listen to that now before we wrap up this podcast.
You're not on your mama's heels anymore. You left your daddy's shoulders, and now you're standing on the floor. Hey, always ready to open up another door. Sometimes all this world wants to teach you is how to keep score. There are hills you climb sometimes just because they're there.
learning, even if the grade isn't there. Oh, you gotta take them when they come, 'cause they may not come again. Yeah, just like the desert flower, always be ready for the rain. Everybody's got something they want from you. Yeah. Now you're gonna need a refuge, a place to run to. You're gonna need some friends along the way. Stand with you, yeah, and not get in your way. Oh, and some are gonna last, yeah, but some for just a while. Oh, but it's more about those faces than those smiles. It's okay to be scared, just don't let it close your eyes. Oh, 'cause there's so much you need to see. Don't forget, you can count on me. You can count on me, yeah. Everybody's got something they want from you. Yeah. And you're gonna need a refuge, place to run to. Yeah. Some days you're gonna wonder what this whole world has come to. Please let me be your refuge, the one you run to. So that was the newer version of Refuge from 2017's Refuge album. And as you can tell, now it's in the same key. I was wondering, it felt like it was in a higher key, but it's actually not. I went back and checked. It's in the same key, but faster tempo. And of course, the instrumentation makes a big difference. We've got the main line is that acoustic guitar again. On this one, I wasn't using the Fender anymore. I did move up to a Martin, was using my Martin, but then along with that we had my tenor ukulele. It's an 8-string, which gives it that broader sound. Sometimes almost a sound like a mandolin, which is probably one of the reasons I like that. But I did a double track of that, so that you've got that kind of doubled, doing that work in there. And then in the instrumental verse that's in the middle, the little solo instrument was my 4-string tenor banjo, as a solo instrument there in the center. So the new instrumentation, the change of the instrumentation seemed to give it a lighter feel to me, which was kind of what I was wanting in this new version, and so it was fun to reimagine one of my own songs in a fresh way, with some fresh instrumentation. So that was Refuge. We listened to the 2015 remastered version of the original 2006 Refuge. We also listened to the new arrangement from 2017's Refuge. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Scott Simpson. You can find all of my work on ScottSimpsonMusic.com. All my lyrics, links to stream, and hope you'll join us next time again on Dancin Moon Songcast. Farewell.